For the most part, Battletech is one-to-one in engaging. I've got my Battle Master. It's up there. I have a primary target. I can declare a secondary target, but things become a lot more difficult. Plus, there's issues of facing, lining up, being able to hit the target you want to hit, getting your weapons in range, all these various tactics that push things forward. So one of the ways that we look at, I don't want to say taking advantage of this, because it's certainly within the rules. There's Tactica, this idea of quality over quantity, quantity over quality. This leads to the tank swarm. And I know I'm generalizing a little bit here. I've talked about up on my archives on the channel here, Battletech, and on my blog, the difference between mechs and vehicles, and looking at making that jump between one to the other. So I'm going to really summarize it this way. Essentially, vehicles let you mount equal or more weapons for a lot less battle value compared to a mech. The downside to vehicles is that they are very subjective to motive hits. They have some quirks with their armor, and generally critical hits can hurt them a lot more in terms of their weapons and being able to shoot. So there are a distinct number of trade-offs on there. But what we see with vehicles is this idea of the vehicle swarm. Taking a number of low battle value vehicles, flooding the table, and essentially winning in three ways versus, say, taking one powerful mech. The first is just initiative. Win or lose initiative, you have lots of initiative sinks. You have lots of ways that you can utilize moving your vehicles first, saving the critical mechs or the other aspects of your force to then move, or moving your mechs first and then moving the vehicles. We see this with infantry, right? Taking infantry literally to plant infantry on the table for observation or to hold certain points. And whether you win or lose initiative, now I could say, okay, my turn. This initiative stand of infantry is going to stay. This group's going to stay. This group's going to stay. And I force you to move your more valuable pieces on the table first. And I know there's some house rules regarding that. People have talked about moving infantry to their own sub-phase on there. That is a discussion for another time on there. But taking lots and lots of cheap, light tanks and pushing them forward and overwhelming things. And Savannah Masters, Scorpions, in theory, I mean, they're low battle value, but Autocannon 5 really isn't just enough. Hertzers, lots of cheap hover vehicles, and okay, one of them gets destroyed. Congratulations, you blew up 200 and something battle value on there. Another example would be some of the attack gunships, the helicopter class gunships, the Warriors, and various SRM variants on there. The ability to throw those up there and just swarm and overwhelm rear armor. Congratulations, you blew up a Warrior, and just pushing that forward. So this is something to look into and to try and overwhelm absolutely. What do you need to make that happen? And again, this is a checklist on there. You're going to fill it out with your own collection with what you want to play, or if you're looking, Fritz is now giving you justification for your future model purchase on there. The first has to be low battle value. I mean, you could go Elite Swarm on there and have a lot, but then you're going to have to cut back on your mechs and other forces and maybe make some mission critical concessions on there. We want to look really, really low battle value. The type of thing that if I take out 3 in a turn, for whatever reason, awesome tactics, lucky dice rolls, bad dice rolls on your part, you're not going to rage quit on there. I want to say expendable. Just don't tell the pilots of those tanks and those vehicles. Second has to be fast. It has to be relatively fast on there. And third, it needs to mount 1 or 2 primary weapons that can put out respectable damage. 5 points to 10 points. Could be a short-range missile pack, could be maybe an LRM on the way in, something that when you multiply it out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times on there. And again, this is why like the classic is just, I didn't want to go there, but the classic is the Savannah Master pushing out 10 of those, 10 medium lasers moving super fast. I don't even need armor because you're just getting mad movement dice, jacking it up. and it's just insane. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely madness. But they're so tiny, they're so small that you're going to leave a few on the gaming table. A couple of weeks later, you pull out some terrain, and there's just like a Savannah Master stuck on a hill, and you're like, that's where that went on there. Just absolutely crazy. But the swarm tactic, the idea of swarming in Battletech, pushing that out and developing a counter for it.